Hey, welcome back with Rabbit Stew. It is Claudia, Malika,
Hi.
and we have a guest, Molly.
Hi, Molly.
And she's from Chucklefish Games. Oh, hi. To talk about Starbound. So first off, I just want to throw this question out here. I'm afraid of space.
I'm just gonna sit here and have fun playing this game, guys. It's gorgeous.
Can you full screen it?
Oh.
F11?
Full screen the game. Oh, I'm gonna.
Oh, full screen Molly. Okay. Sorry. So here's my question for you. Why space? Why was space?
Space is all there kind of is, like, once you kind of leave Earth. I think we've got Earth kind of covered, really.
Mhm.
So, like, the next step is space, because space.
'Cause
Space is cool.
Space is cool, but
It's the final frontier.
I'm always a little afraid of space, and what I really enjoy is that through this, and I've been watching Malika play, and it doesn't seem that scary, actually.
I'm scared.
Well, you're scared.
Well, right now it's the dark, so like, and I'm underground, and like, I could get eaten by anything. And there are a lot of strange things out in space. It is an uncharted
Yeah.
territory.
Right, but it doesn't seem so scary with this, like, gorgeous music.
Oh, the music is
Yeah.
beautiful. I love it. Can you tell me anything about the composer? Or?
Yeah, his name is Curtis Schweitzer.
Okay.
He's like kind of a genius. He's just
Yeah.
really good.
Really
yeah.
minimalistic and
Yeah.
clean, and
Clean is a good word
gives
for
me the
it.
feels.
Yeah, me too, to be honest.
Oh. So we got this feel-good space exploration game with high stakes, with like, but not permakill. I've been walking through. We already died once, so it's fine. So my question for you is then, as you play, because there's different ways to play this game, and Malika picked the space fish
Oh.
happy people.
So whenever there's the option of many races in a game, I always go for the kind of peace-loving nature one. And so I was like,
Yeah.
oh, there are fish people who kind of like went into the water because they just want to have, chill. But now I'm running around with a sword, so I'm like,
Yeah.
whoops.
Well, necessities, I guess.
Exactly.
Right, you need to have a sword if you go into a dungeon. What is your favorite of the races?
It's really hard because I try to choose a different one every time I play. I really like the Florins. They're like a race of sort of barbaric plant people.
Yeah.
And normally with plant races, you sort of see them as like the peaceful ones with the elf type ones, but we wanted to make ours like the scariest race.
Oh, the
so
plant
they're-
people.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, so they're kind of savage.
Oh,
I'm gonna save and quit, and then I'm gonna start a
sure.
new game so people can see like all the different options they have. They're pretty cool.
right. And
Okay.
what's nice and what a lot of people have commented on is that this game was an early access game and it's had a lot of growth. So, like, how do you understand how development works in early access? Like, how do you overall feel about the advantages and disadvantages of it?
Well, it's been kind of like a really long, complicated road with early access because, it's enabled us to do so much. Like, we all started out working remotely in different parts of the world, and going through early access and doing sort of crowdfunding enabled us to move into a central office in London, which was really cool. And it enabled us to make the game, like, to keep making the game for as long as it took to make the game that we set out to make. So overall, it's been a really positive thing. Obviously, there's a lot of expectations that come with it, so we've had to keep on top of like communication and everything, and updating the game. But yeah, overall, it's been really positive for us.
Right, because you guys, when you said crowdfunding, you also did Kickstarter, right?
Well, we didn't do Kickstarter per se. We did similar to Kickstarter, but we used Humble widgets.
Okay.
We partnered up with Humble. And we did it through our own website, so people were just able to donate that way, or purchase. They would purchase tiers, and there would be extra rewards. So it was pretty much exactly like Kickstarter, but we wanted to do it differently, so we went through Humble.
And did you feel like there was more control when you did it through Humble and not Kickstarter?
Yeah, it was kind of a little bit of an experiment, and a lot of it was that we wanted to control the space that we were doing it in, and we wanted to. There was no restriction on time, so we
Uh-huh.
could keep the campaign going for a while. And we had a lot of success with it. I don't know if it's really better than Kickstarter or if it would have been about the same if we'd gone through Kickstarter, but it was a fun thing to do.
It seems a lot of people really enjoy the avians, so I'm going to try creating a Slimy Yoshi avian character right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to go normal.
Oh.
I'm a normal player.
Okay. I'm really
right.
afraid of normal. So with that, you've been working on this and you've had a lot of upgrades. We just watched the video on the weapon upgrades. So what else has changed from that very first build through this early access? Like, what is the growth that you've seen so far?
It's like an entirely different game. Like if you played Starbound back in December of 2013 when it came out in early access, and then you played it today, it would be a completely different experience. I mean, like the basic principles are still there, but it's so different. It's grown into a game that we like play and we think is really fun now. And even from the build that you're playing, actually. The current like internal build that we have and that players can kind of see a bit of in the nightly builds that we put out is really different in terms of progression and like it has like the full story, the main story of the game in it and everything, so that changes up the way that you progress through it a lot. So it's got a lot of changes in there. We kind of highlight a lot of the changes that we make on a day-to-day basis in our blog.
Now that's really great that you let your players become part of that rapid iteration process that's so essential to making a great game, right?
And communication is super important.
Absolutely.
Right.
And props for you guys, because not all game development companies are so transparent and so welcoming to their own community. So I mean, you guys have a legacy of creating very beloved indie games, indie darlings, if you will. So this is just another game to add to your repertoire. So I'm pretty excited, and this bird is cool.
Well, thank you. I'm gonna look at the screen so I can see your bird.
Yeah, please do.
I'm starting over again, so I'm like, all right, gotta enable that teleporter. Do all the races start off at the same, or do they have a slight different kind of mission in the beginning or setup?
The story is the same, but the ships, the difference is really like in the way that the ships look.
Yeah, I like how this one had like a gem as the computer instead of like there was a computer face in the last one. So it's cool that like each race has its own story and its own narrative. So like that to me means a lot, because while the main missions might be seem the same, you have that difference in replay.
Oh my gosh, I'm being chased by like a lizard, and I didn't slot
flashlight.
I didn't slot any stuff yet, so I'm like, I'm just a bird running in the dark. Oh my gosh, it can jump. Oh my gosh, it can jump over like long distances. Oh
wait, really? Oh, because it's a bird.
It just keeps, no, the bad guy.
Oh
no.
All right, I'm just gonna hide down here.
If you go to your ship's locker, when you go back to your ship, you can get some basic equipment from there.
I totally forgot about that. I did that with my other character, and I was like,
too excited.
I was too excited to be the bird. Everybody loves shark attack.
Yeah, there was some shark attacks happening. So we talked a little bit about the game, and last question about the game, because a lot of people have been asking, can you give us any hints on when that 1.0 comes out?
No. I mean, we are really we're at the stage we're at right now. We are doing a lot of internal bug testing and play testing. So we've been sort of for the last week or two pairing off into like pairs and then playing through the entire progression of the game, the story and everything, in multiplayer, and sort of reporting on any bugs that we see and any sort of things that we need to polish up. And we've been adding sort of like polish features that we've wanted to add for a long time. Things that take like maybe a day to work on. So we are really getting there, but I don't have a date to give you.
It's a secret, guys.
It's a secret. So, because you're in the debugging phase. Oh, you know why it got
What?
harder? Because I was like hardcore.
Oh yeah, you went into normal mode.
I know.
That's
I
the
was like,
reason.
as soon as I go into the level, it's like, ah!
She got really excited,
And
guys.
I'm like, I forgot to slap my weapons. Woo!
Can you bounce back?
Yeah.
I just went back to my
Oh,
casual
you
character.
did. Oh, good.
Just exploring the dark here. Who has a flashlight? Makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, the flashlight's cool. So, we talked a lot about the game. Can I ask a question? How did you get into games? How did you find your way into this?
And how did
company?
you join Chucklefish? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's super exciting.
It's a really weird story in that I wanted to get into the games industry and I didn't know what just happened.
I just
Did you
died.
Just died.
I
She died.
I just started, and I was like backing up instead of facing my fears. You know, it's a problem in my life and in my gaming.
Well, you just charged straight
no,
on.
no, I just run away. I run away.
Aw, that's deep.
I'm glad you haven't run away from us.
Thank you, Claudia. But you were saying, how'd you join such an awesome studio?
So Starbound had just sort of gone into development. I'd played Terraria a lot back when it was had just come out. So I followed the developers. Our lead developer on Starbound used to work on Terraria, so I had followed him, and he said that he was looking for voice actors for something on a project, and I don't have any experience in that, but I really wanted to get into the games industry, so I was like, all right. And I was just in the right place at the right time, and I happened to do that.
Wait.
And so I just took the opportunity to be like, hey, do you need a community manager? And I worked my way in from there.
Oh, awesome.
That takes a lot of courage, though, to be like, I can be your community manager, because that takes guts.
Yes, because gamers aren't necessarily the most friendly group
Yeah.
of people to deal with.
Did you just die again?
Huh?
Did you just die again?
Yes.
Okay.
It's really hard to read the chat room
No.
and like
All the
Ask good
screens.
questions.
Yeah.
and play a game, but I'm gonna get it.
Yeah. I would say our chat's really nice, but it is hard and it's scary. And so that's why I really appreciate you're part of this indie company. You manage that community. So how do you feel about your being a community manager? How do you feel about your community around Starbound? The people who really
Sorry.
You go.
Okay. They've been really, really great. We've had a really dedicated community from the get-go. I think because it's a lot of the same sort of community that's been around sort of Minecraft, Terraria, and that whole genre. And they've been really, really interested in the game and really dedicated to keeping up with everything that we say about the game from the start. It's been really, really fun to manage that and to sort of be a part of that as well. And I mean, it has its scary times, there's been a lot of stressful moments of when we've been slower on updates and stuff, but it's a really fun job. I have no complaints.
Good, as you shouldn't.
Well, you seem like the perfect type to be a community manager.
Yeah. I mean, I feel welcome just talking to you.
Yeah,
so.
absolutely.
So, can you talk a little bit more about not just the community manager, but what does a community manager do at this small indie company of Chucklefish Games?
So we're 16 people, and so everybody kind of does a little bit of everything that they can. So
yeah, you're trying to help find bugs too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We all kind of pitch in wherever we can, wherever our skills enable us to. So I answer all of our emails. I maintain all of our social media profiles and our website and stuff like that, our forums. So that's kind of most of it on its own. But I also manage the PR and marketing side for some games that we publish.
Okay.
And so, yeah. It's quite a lot of things.
What are some of the games you guys have published for those people who haven't been stalking your really adorable website?
It is super adorable, and I especially love your company profile.
The portraits,
portraits, yeah.
You guys have cute little. So if you guys chat to fill you in, if you go to the Chucklefish Games website, they have an about each person, and there's really cute, adorable art of each one.
Yeah, Claudia and I was just admiring that earlier this morning. We were like, whoa, these people make cute games, and they are cute.
They are super. Yeah.
But the portraits are really cute. Did your artists make them for everybody? Because they're a similar
No.
style.
No, actually, someone in our community who I think works for or used to work for Riot or used to
Oh,
work
cool.
for Blizzard. She was a member of our community, and she started drawing fan art of some of the races, and we commissioned her to draw portraits of us.
That's cool. That's really nice. Giving back to your own community.
Yeah.
That's great.
And we have a lot of people in our community who do that too, and I want to suck them all up and be like, hey.
Absolutely. They get a gold star.
It's really it's really cool when you have a lot of talented people in your community, because we've actually two of our programmers now, we've hired them from the community because they had, when the game first came out, they were modders. So they made mods for the game that were really, really cool, and we hired them on.
That's great.
I mean, that's the only way, that's the best place to get your talent is from the modding community.
Oh, absolutely. And actually, that's a way that some people actually get a game, a game in the industry is by modding, and then sometimes you get hired that way. So
isn't that how DayZ started?
I don't know. I don't know about that. I know that has been a practice at Blizzard because I interviewed for them before, and they actually wanted to know if I used the StarCraft editor and that kind of thing. Anyways, I have multiplayer questions because I'm walking around by myself, and I'm like, whoa, what if I played on hard mode with a bunch of my friends? That sounds like a blast.
Yeah.
Can you tell me how that's been going? Community reception? Oh my god, I'm going to get killed. I'm going to run away with my flashlight. Oops, I just hit somebody.
Yeah. Have you died again?
No.
Oh, she survived,
no.
but there's something chasing her.
There is something above my head.
Can't go that way. But
on the multiplayer side, one of the biggest complaints that we've had about multiplayer has been that it's really hard to set up, in that you have to sort of forward your ports and then run like a server exe and stuff like that. So in one of our most recent updates for the nightly build, that's going to be in the 1.0 build, we've enabled it so that you can just invite your Steam friends through Steam, or just by right-clicking and joining game.
Oh yeah, that's super useful.
Is gonna be
nice. So that's been a really good feature. Or you could just you could check a box that says connect via IP, and it doesn't make it as hard to sort of start servers and everything.
I got that guy.
Now, that would be great to have, because you talked earlier how you liked Terraria, and games like that would be so great with the multiplayer, and I feel like that's where this does well, is that one, it's got Terraria in there, but it's also got the space thing, and it's also got the multiplayer. Right? Which is so
it's really fun.
Cool.
It's been really fun when we've been playtesting even it's been actually kind of hard to get away from it. Like at the end of the day, it's like, oh, I should probably go home, but like I'm playing video games at work. It's cool.
That's you're living the dream, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, we're all kind of friends, so it's
That's cool. If I'm stuck and I wish I could jump a little higher, are there any hints for me?
You can get different techs that are sort of like, you can get you have tech slots, so that you can get techs like double jump that allow you to jump higher, and you can get things like rocket jump, which allow you to jump even higher and sort of like a different effect.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
so
there is 3D printing, I noticed. And
in the game.
Is there like cooking?
Yes, there is cooking.
Awesome.
There's a lot of different recipes. That was really fun for us to do. You can cook. There's a mode where you need to eat to survive.
That's scary.
So,
Oh.
yeah. So cooking is useful for that.
Absolutely. And real life, too.
Yes, it's a good survival skill.
Art imitates life, life imitates art. Are there any, so I'm kind of interested, kind of other influences, speaking of art imitating life and life imitating art. I know a lot of times, like when you're in the woods in a game, it's, you know, inspired by another place in another game or a real life, like, you know, area or park. So could you enlighten us?
It's hard to draw on one inspiration. I know that there are aspects of the game that are sort of influenced by, like, Pokemon. You can actually capture monsters.
Pokemon.
No way.
I saw that there's 2 slots for pets, right? Do you get more slots?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
No, you can carry 2 at a time, but you can capture pets, so you can capture monsters that are like there's Pop Tops, which you should probably go find one. They're adorable. and I don't know, various other monsters. So that's inspired by Pokemon, obviously. You can kind of heal them at a station. You can have them fight with you.
Oh, perfect.
Alongside you. We've made a system where you can hire crew members as well for your ship. So people who will follow you around and they can heal you during battle and help you fight and stuff. We've drawn on a lot of inspirations from games that we like. It's hard to name like specific ones when there's like 16 people working on a game because it's just a lot of things that are inspired by every game that we've grown up playing and enjoying.
Oh, cool. Can you just throw out a few that you remember?
I know that some of our developers have been really influenced by like Castlevania in terms of like combat.
I could totally see that in what you were just doing with like all the jumping
and then the enemies. It's okay.
It does feel very Castlevania-y. And just trying to think of all the ones that I think. Terrarium, we got Castlevania.
This reminds me of my childhood playing Secret of Mana on SNES. A little bit of that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You know, because of the 8-bit and that kind of thing.
But 8-bit's coming back.
Well, I don't know. Maybe it's all these developers who have nostalgia for their own childhood. And they're like, you know what? We can remake that, but better.
But better.
Because of all the tools. Hey, I'm wondering what engine do you guys use to develop on?
It's our own engine.
Oh, okay.
That's cool.
Built on C++ and Lua for scripts and stuff.
Why did you guys create your own engine? What?
Engine?
Engine, yeah. Why did you guys create your own engine?
Just out of masochism, I guess.
Yeah. Or extremely talented programmers.
Yeah.
Well, our lead programmer, Catherine, she's like, well, actually, all of our programmers are really, really smart, amazing people. I don't know how they did it. I'm not really sure why, but I'm glad that we have made our own engine because it's enabled us to create this thing where we have so much freedom to make things in the game.
Absolutely.
Recently we were able to add like basic animal husbandry in like a day.
Wait, because of you understand your own code?
Engine.
Yeah.
So you just have a lot more control, basically. But it can be a headache.
Really flexible.
Yeah. You should catch that one.
No, how do you catch? Okay. Instead of killing things, can I catch things at this moment, or do I have
Probably
to learn?
not.
You would need to have a capture pod on you, and you'd need to
It's
sort
like
of
a
beacon the
Pokeball.
monster. Yeah.
We totally don't have that yet, so not yet. Malika will probably be playing this she's supposed to be having a show next. She'll probably just play this. I'll be the new host. All right. So,
That's okay.
yeah, we'll be fine. All right, so we have time for, we're going to go back. We're going to end, but I want to say thank you so much for having on our show. It's been really great. We have a message for you, from Arislyn.
Just wanted to welcome Molly to Hyper Rabbit Power Go with the only way we know how. Creepy robot voice. Hashtag Shaiwas happiness is working Twitch alerts.
Did you hear it?
That was a special message for you.
Just for you.
From our community. So.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me on your show.
Absolutely.
We loved having you. Hopefully.
And when it's 1.0, you come back here.
You gotta tell us. Come back, brag for days, even more than it's been great. It looks like a really great game.
Cool.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Aw, that was great. I like having interviews in the very beginning because then we get to meet new people.
Absolutely.